like my audience. Welcome to Last Call on Carson Daly. Tonight we're going to spend the entire half hour with an artist who we think is going to be around for a very, very long time. Her name is Adele. She's 20 years old from London, and her debut album is right here. It's called 19. It's already gone double platinum in the UK. Stateside, she's been nominated for 4 Grammys and 19 hit #1 on the iTunes album chart. Not bad. She's got an amazing voice, an amazing story, and again, we think will have a very, very bright future. Take a look.
And the Grammy goes to Adele.
Just 2 days ago, Adele joined the likes of Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey, and the Beatles by winning Best New Artist at the 51st Annual Grammy Awards.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna cry.
She followed that up with a second award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for her debut single, Chasing Pavements.
Grammys just finished and I have won 2 awards.
The Grammys are just the latest accolades for this young 20-year-old from London whose voice and style are drawing comparisons to legendary artists such as Etta James and Ella Fitzgerald. Already a star in the UK, her debut album 19 entered the charts at #1, and she's built a huge following stateside thanks to her incredible live performances.
Nice. All right, here we go. Here to perform Melt My Heart to Stone from her album 19. Here she is, Adele.
Right under my feet is air made of bricks that pulls me down and turns me weak for you. I find myself repeating like a broken tune, and I'm forever excusing your intentions. Then I give in to my pretendings, which forgive you each time without me knowing. They melt my heart to stone, and I hear your words that I made up. You say my name like there could be an us. I best tidy up my head. I'm the only one in love. I'm the only one in love. Each and every time I've turned around to leave, I feel my heart begin to burst and bleed. So desperately I try to link it with my head, but instead I fall back to my knees. As you tear your way right through me, I forgive you once again without me knowing. You burn my heart to stone, and I hear your words that I made up. You say my name like there could be an us. I best tidy up my head. I'm the only one in love. I'm the only one in love. Why do you steal my hand? Yeah, whenever I'm standing my own ground, you build me up, then leave me there. Where I hear your words, you made us. So I said your name like there should have been an us. I best tidy up my head. I'm the only one in love. I'm the only one in love.
Adele, everybody. We're going to chat. She's going to sing again. It's all Adele all night. We'll be right back right after this.
As my heart drops and my back begins to tingle finally. Could this be it all? Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements, even if it leads nowhere?
Welcome back. We are here with Adele. Thank you so much for lending us your time.
Oh, thank you.
We love music on the show, and we don't do this often, although I think we should do it more when we finally do find an artist that we love and believe in so much, but we just devote kind of this whole half hour here in the middle of the night
It's amazing. Thank you very much.
to you. We've done this before. We did it for David Bowie,
I know.
Elton John, Dave Matthews,
Alicia Keys.
Keys,
Yeah.
and Chumbawamba, which didn't work out that well. But we are glad to. Your record it has this. It's called 19. You were 19 when you recorded it. But when I listen to it, it evokes so much soul and so much from some past. I don't know if that was just a musical influence that you had when you were young.
Kind of varies,
If you're really sort of summoning something from the 50s.
Yeah, well, vocally, like, I'm in love with Etta James. Like, she's
Etta
like,
James?
Yeah, she's like by far my favourite. And I got into her quite late, like when I was about 14 or 15, like considering that, you know, I wrote the record when I was 19. Before that, it was the Spice Girls and Britney.
Really?
Yeah, and Backstreet Boys and like a British band called Take That and E17 and stuff like that. So it wasn't really until like, I was a proper teenager that I actually kind of got
Well, you got smart. You got smart.
Yeah, and sophisticated. Yeah, totally. And I like stumbled across her complete by accident. Like I loved like her like white bleach blonde weave on her head and her big catty eyes, like and her figure and her history. I just thought that she looked incredible. So I bought the record just because I kind of wanted the hair. And then I just...
Were you singing at that point?
Yeah, but like I was pretending to be like a bit of a grunger as well at that point. Like I was wearing like dog collars and like wearing Slipknot jumpers.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we all did that.
really, Slipknot,
No, we all do that.
Slipknot terrify me. Like the masks, they scare me. I don't know why I was wearing their stuff. Like anyway, but yeah, no, I was kind of singing. Yeah, like I was already at the Brit School, which is where I studied music.
Yeah.
But again, like I was just singing Destiny's Child songs and stuff like that. Like kind of like I think they're incredible as well. They're by far my favourite girl group. But never had heard of her before that.
Yeah, kind of a nice mix, I guess, having an influence of understanding and enjoying a good pop song because of the music and the hooks and the way it makes you feel. Yet going back into history and going to the legitimacy and the life and the writing and the soulfulness of an Etta James. That's sort of a nice thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's wicked. She's the only artist that I believe. You know, like when
Have you met
listen
Etta
to stuff-
James?
No, like she was sitting like 7 rows in front of me at Fashion Rocks at the Radio City in New York.
Yeah.
But I was too frightened.
Because I feel like a lot of young songstresses cite Etta James and the like as their influence, yet they fall short vocally, whereas you don't.
Oh, thank you very much.
You really don't. I mean, you really don't.
Thank you very much.
Your record, this is interesting, and I want you to just tell us a little bit about kind of the background, because I think there's a lot of young people out there, and now with the internet, you don't really need the access that you once need. You don't really need the record company connection because of technology, and you're living proof of that. This record came out in the UK in January of '08.
Yeah.
It came out here later in July, but prior to it coming out in the UK, you got the British Award, which was an unprecedented award to win. But what were you doing? How were you trying to make it? Where was your music? Was it MySpace?
Yeah, always MySpace. Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, it really works. Like part of my course at the Brit School in music was to like learn how to record yourself and do demos, and I never ever expected to be like kind of at the front of it and be the kind of, you know, the one kind of at the front, in front of people. But my friend Lyndon was like, you can really sing, and at the time like it was like American Idol and X Factor and Pop Idol, and like your friends and parents, them contestants, they lie and they say that like they're the next Whitney and they're not, and it's the most embarrassing thing ever.
That's what we've been saying for years.
So I just didn't believe. I used to give him my demos, and at the time he was like Mr. MySpace UK. It was when like not even just the normal networking ones were big, you know, let alone the music. And he put it up there, and I had like loads of like kind of response from it. And when we put Hometown Glory up, which was like the first song I wrote, was when I got all the emails from record companies. And it was like after Arctic Monkeys and Lily Allen got huge on the internet, like, you know, really kind of do it yourself.
And who from XL called?
A guy called Nick Huggett, who like was quite a big deal. Like he is, yeah. And he signed Dizzy Rascal and MIA and stuff like that. And I just thought he was like some weirdo on the internet, just like emailing me. So I'd never heard of XL, so I just thought it was like a bit of a perv or something. But then my friend was like, "Oh yeah, XL, they signed the Prodigy."
Yeah, they're huge.
So, but I never knew that. I didn't know anyone in the industry, you know. And me and my friend went along, and he thought I was already signed, and then hooked me up with my manager, and It was
What a
all
great
there.
story, you know, because there are the TV shows, there's The Idol, there's this, and it seems like everybody out there who's looking for good music ultimately is looking for what we call filtration.
Yeah.
They're looking for somebody to step up to the plate and go, all right, everybody, I know you don't have a lot of time, but I've sifted through all this
Yeah.
and it's terrible. And here's the best 5 things I've found.
Yeah,
you know, we try
totally.
and do that in a small way here in the late night
Yeah.
show. You know, Idol does that in a large way, but by and large, that may or may not work out.
Yeah.
But you really are just such a great story, I think, that it worked out well for you.
Yeah, very lucky.
You also came over here at a time when it seemed like a female singer-songwriter invasion.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Lily Allen and Leona Lewis, and Amy Winehouse has already had some success over here. How do you break through that mix?
Well, I think on the first record it's a little bit difficult too because, you know, most of us, apart from Amy and now Lily, like, we're all on our first records. We're all inevitably going to get compared to each other. But I think just kind of, I think our live shows are all very different. I think we all represent very different things. I think, like, as people, we're very different. And as, like, kind of women, you can, like, look at all of us and we represent every single kind of woman, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just hope for the best. I don't think about their careers. I think about mine. Like,
Yeah, well, that's a good
do you know
idea.
what I mean? Yeah.
But you know what?
I don't
also,
really get caught up with it. I don't know.
Adele, for us, and for the show here and why we wanted to do tonight and just really try and, you know, promote you because we like you, is that you seem to have all of the talent, all of the good things, the story. We're rooting for you, minus some of the baggage, if you will, with all due respect to Amy and to Lily, who may or may not be having, you know, some serious personal things in their lives. But it's tabloidy. It's just it's extra.
Yeah.
How do you avoid having that stuff?
Well,
I mean,
in
do you
the
not go
UK
out? Do you not drink? Do you?
I don't drink anymore and I don't go out anymore.
Well, that's probably what it takes,
But
right?
before, like, I'd be in the papers every day in England. But here, I think it's because I'm brand new. No one really cares about my private life. And luckily, now that I kind of really got my foot in the door here, like with SNL and the Grammys, I'm not drinking anyway. I don't act like an idiot anymore.
Right, I
don't
think that's
fall
the
out
key,
of
is to just
clubs.
not act like an idiot,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Was SNL, you were on SNL, if I'm not mistaken, when Governor Sarah Palin was on,
Yeah.
which was, if I'm not also mistaken, the highest rated SNL maybe
Yeah.
of the year, and you were the
In
music.
15 years.
Was that, I guess, your tipping point for the States?
Yeah, I reckon. It was so surreal that night. Like, I'm Obama all the way, yeah, but Sarah Palin was like the most famous woman in the world, and she was like 2 dressing rooms away from me. It
Did
was
you meet
really-
her?
Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to meet her. No, I didn't want to meet her, and then I couldn't really avoid her when she came to say goodbye
course
to me.
not.
Like, but you know what? No, she was really nice. Like, she was just saying hello and said that she liked my record, and I was like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
She wasn't kind of talking about like education or like abortion with me, so it was fine. Like, you know, it's fine.
She just said, great record, you
Yeah.
betcha?
She's so small.
She is,
She's like
right?
3 foot. Yeah.
She's tiny.
She's tiny.
Well, most
yeah.
people are, I think. Is
Very
you-
glamorous though.
Very, very sexy.
Very glamorous.
Very sexy.
Yeah, very.
Won't have the glamour ring or 2012, probably not. Where, so okay, so the MySpace, the signing in the UK, you
Yeah.
come over here, the record, the Grammys, you're nominated for 4 Grammys, incredible. Congratulations. Where were you when you heard about that news?
I was at home at my apartment in London with my mum, and I was leaving for LA the next night, and my mum always stays with me the day before I go away because I'm not going to see her, and I'm a real mummy's girl. And I'd kind of forgotten about the announcements because it was like I got told that we had a shot, but it was a really long shot, and not to get my hopes up. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. So I was watching Blood Diamond, I think, like Leonardo DiCaprio, who I love. and then I thought I'm the biggest Leona Lewis fan, so I was like, I wonder how many Grammy nominations she's going to get, because I thought she'd just wipe the board. And so I started Googling and couldn't get anything, and then I got an email from Perez Hilton saying that I'd been nominated for Best New Artist. So I locked myself in the toilet and cried for like an hour and left my phone in the sitting room.
It's
and
that
when I
English in the toilet. That's just the whole connection.
Well, no, it's because it's like the only private room. If I went anywhere else.
English in the toilet. There's an infatuation
Yeah, because people think that you're going for a wee or something, so they don't disturb you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Right.
So yeah, I went in there. My mum was running around like I live in an apartment in a big house. My mum was running around trying to knock on everyone's doors at like 4 a.m. to tell them that I'd been nominated for a Grammy. And by that time, we didn't know that I'd been nominated for 4. And by the time 4 came, I was just on my knees. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it.
That's incredible. I love this story. We only have about a minute. You're going to sing again. What is the? You're going to come here, I understand, to the States for the recording of the next record.
Yes, Malibu.
In Malibu.
Yes.
Right over there.
Right over there.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Why am I asked Malibu?
Because the producer that I want to work with is based there, and Malibu was just really peaceful. I really liked it.
And do you have a good sort of a network of friends here in the States?
No, and that's why I mean, in New York, I do. A lot of my British friends live in New York as well, because they're like really cool and they moved to New
Yeah.
York and stuff.
Yeah,
And,
I know the nonsense.
But in LA and California, no, I don't. Which I think is good. If I go home, I'm going to get really distracted and just like go off and not write any music and not record. Whereas if I'm here, I'm going to be well lonely.
But Adele, when you wrote this record, 19, you were in such a different space in your life,
Yeah.
and so much has happened in such a short amount of
Yeah.
time, and now you'll be recording. When you sit down to write, what sorts of things will you be writing about?
Well, I've got like 6 new songs, and I'm kind of running out of ideas now. Like I was seeing this boy in the summer, so the new songs are about him, but I'm kind of
What
dried
happened
out
with him?
now. It just wasn't great. Like I'm not being as pathetic as I am on that record. On that record, I'm like, love me, love me. Whereas on the new on the new record, I'm just gonna be like, leave me alone. Like I don't like you, leave me alone. So yeah, so it's kind of about that. So
I don't need you.
Yeah.
We look forward to it. All right, we'll take a break, and thank you for chatting with us. So appreciate it. So important. We'll be right back. Adele's gonna play another song for us from 19. We'll be right back right after this with Adele.
He's the chef who made Gordon Ramsay cry.
I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. That was his choice to cry.
The Chopping Block. The competition begins March 11th on NBC.
My name's Kylie. I took a picture.
All right, welcome back. Here she is again performing Hometown Glory, Adele.
I've been walking in the same way as I did, missing out the cracks in the pavement and tutting my heel and strutting my feet. Is there anything I can do for you, dear? Is there anyone I could call? No, and thank you, please, madame. I ain't lost, just wondering. Round my hometown, memories are fresh. Round my hometown, ooh, the people I've made are the wonders of my world. Are the wonders of my world. Are the wonders of this world. Are the wonders and now I like it in the city when the air is so thick and opaque. I love it to see everybody in short skirts, shorts and shades. I like it in the city when two worlds collide. You get the people and the government, everybody taking different sides. Shows that we ain't gonna stand, shows that we are united, shows that we ain't gonna take it. Shows that we ain't gonna stand, shows that we are united. Round my hometown, memories are fresh. Round my hometown, ooh, the people I've met, yeah. Ooh, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, yeah. Ooh, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, yeah.
All right, we have just a few minutes left with Adele, who we appreciate you spending all night with us tonight. The record, as I mentioned, is 19. You're going to move out, as you mentioned, to Malibu to record the next record, but you're going back to the UK.
I am, yes.
And you're getting a puppy.
Or a dog. Don't know yet, but yeah, I am.
What kind of dog are you going to
I
get?
don't know yet. I want a little one that someone called an armpit dog earlier, but I'm sharing the dog.
An armpit dog.
Yeah, you put it under your arm, innit? Like Paris Hilton and stuff.
Wow.
But,
I thought she was the armpit. Good night, everybody. I love you. Who's walking who? Well, good luck with the dog, the success. Thank you for spending the night. We appreciate it so much. And Miles, thank you. Great musician, flew from New York. Miles, Adele, the record is 19. That's our show. Hope you enjoyed it. Get some sleep. Good night, everybody.
ER's final